Hey guys, welcome back to Madhouse. I got a killer show for you today. You're not going to want to miss this. All right, so we're picking up where we left off last week, where we were doing an Afrobeat breakdown. So what I've done is I've wrote a verse for myself and recorded it, and then I sent that verse and chorus over to a friend of mine who then wrote his own verse.
Pretty bang bang, get me no go ever leave you lonely. For you I go spend on me money. Good life every day. For your kids, girl, me I no go play. I give you good love and affection. Get I only you a pleasure. Turn around, feel me, mommy, wife, feel me, mommy, make up all your wife, feel mommy, yeah. Makachuku, we get boomadu. Girl, we get boomadu, yeah. I just wanna be around you. Good life and thankful.
We stay blessed and I'm grateful. As long as I stay able. Good life and I'm so good life and I'm so thankful.
I'm so thankful.
We stay blessed and I'm grateful. As long as I stay able. Good life and I'm so good life and I'm so thankful.
For any of you at home that are working on music production and you want to work with a friend or want to work with a songwriter, this is going to be very helpful for you to just take you down through the process of how to record that artist and how to keep the momentum of the session running smoothly. Also, one of the things that I should mention is one of the most important parts of recording is setting up the recording session. So while he's on his way, I'm going to take my time and set up the recording session. And a couple of things you're going to notice as we work through my session is that there's already going to be a little bit of effects like pitch correction, delay, reverb, EQ, already going to be some of those things on the vocal. And that's going to be that way so that when we hear the playback sounds inspiring. And that's key when you're working with other artists. You don't want just to hit play and a big mess come back to them in their headphones or when you're playing it in the speaker. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you got a little bit of effects or a little bit of a sweet sound on it. It doesn't have to be a final sound, but just something that's going to be inspiring. So that way when you hit play, we can make some critical decisions about what's working and what's not working. And it's so key to creating an environment for the vocalist where they feel inspired, where they want to be here, where they get excited when they hear their voice. So that's very important, and you want to make sure you do that. So I'm going to go get set up. He'll be here in just a minute, and we're going to jump right in. See you in a bit. Here we go. So what I want to do is I want to take it in sections, and then I'm going to have you hit those sections like 3 or 4 times. And then once you've hit them 3 or 4 times, we'll move on to the next section. So real quick though, just so I get a feel for the verse, I'm going to record you one time all the way through the verse. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, me no go ever leave you lonely. For you I go spend on me money. Good life every day. For your kids, girl, me I no go play. I give you good love and affection. Can I only you a pleasure. Turn around, feel me, mommy, wife, feel me, mommy, make up all your wife, feel you, mommy, yeah. Makachuku, we get boomadu. Baby, you get boomadu, yeah. I just wanna be around you. Good life and I'm thankful.
We stay blessed and I'm grateful.
I absolutely love it, man. Great stuff. So what I want to do is go up to...
Me, I no go play.
Okay.
So we'll stop there.
Cool.
So from the top of your verse up to that point. Here we go.
And I'm so good life and I'm so thankful.
Pretty bang bang, get me no go ever leave you lonely. For you I go spend on me money. Good life every day. For your kids, girl, me I no go play.
Cool. So that's what I need. I want to do that 3 times. Okay, that was number 1. Here we go. So now what I want to do is jump to the next section. So from here,
You good love and affection.
yeah. So we're going to pick it up there.
All right.
All right, so from there, you're going to hear yourself come in and then you just pick up. All right, here we go.
For your kids, girl, me I no go play. I give you good love and affection. Get I only you a pleasure. Turn around, feel me, mommy, wife, feel me, mommy, make up all your wife, feel mommy, yeah.
Nice. 3 more. So what we did first is we utilized Logic's track stack here, which is a real cool, useful tool in the sense that what we can do is I can record over the top of one track multiple times. And as I record over the top of that track, it creates a little folder for me with all the takes. And then later I can go in and get the best parts of these takes. Now, the reason why I like to do this, especially with singers that are strong singers or people who write their own music and stuff, is because a lot of times if you give them a lot of information, if you're constantly stopping their flow and you're constantly telling them what to sing or how to sing, they get self-conscious and the natural vibe that they had gets lost in them trying to please you. So instead what I do is I just kind of let them get into a rhythm and I take that first section a few times. And what I've noticed that happens is a lot of times people work out their own problems naturally. They work out their own pitch problems. They work out their own timing problems as soon as they get comfortable. And so the easiest way to get the singer comfortable is to not give them a lot of information and then just give them a short section to focus on and have them loop that section a few times. And usually by the time you get to take 3 or 4, they've found a rhythm. And if there's something that's not great on take 3 or 4, you probably find it in take 1 or 2. So what Logic does with these takes, for those of you who are wondering what you're looking at, is it drops them into a takes folder, and these numbers represent, where they are in the takes count. So it's starting with the most recent take and working its way on down. And this top one that you're looking at is the culmination of however we splice these together. So for instance, if I highlight this section here, and I highlight this section here, and I highlight this section here, what we're seeing here at the top is all of the different sections that I've highlighted working together. Now I can close this folder and that's what I have. That's my solid take there. You guys might notice that I'm recording on separate tracks on some of these sections here. And the reason for that is because as I broke this up into sections that he recorded, when I hit record, I have my count in set on so that when I hit record, it starts from the bar before, so he could kind of hear himself and lead into himself. And if I was recording on the same track, if I was trying to record all this on the same track, when I would go to hit record, what would happen is it would record over that first bar here before he came in. And I want him to be able to hear himself. So what I do is I record, and then when I get ready to record the second section, I drop down and put my cursor here. When I hit record, the playback is going to back up a bit so he can hear a little bit of himself, and he's going to come in recording here, right? And then when we get past that section and we get here, I just move back up to the original track that I was on so that it does the same thing. It drops back a few beats, he can hear himself come in, and then it starts recording on the next track. If I was trying to record on that same track, when it dropped back, he wouldn't hear himself. He would be recording over himself essentially, right? So this is just a way for him to be able to catch up to where we are and then come in and not be recording over top of takes that we want to keep. So that's what we have. Now later on, when I finish editing all this, this will all become one solid seamless track. Well, that's the first step. The next step, we're going to drop down to what I call the car track. So he's just singing along with himself like he's in the car and doing little ad-libs here or there. And these are great opportunities to get little accidental brilliance, right? Things that accidentally happen that we wouldn't have thought of, but really work. So let's take a listen. And what I do usually with these tracks is I just listen. The stuff that I like, I keep. The stuff that I don't, I just mute. And I'll use my marquee tool, which is set here as my secondary tool. And I can highlight certain things. I'll just press my mute button and I'll be able to mute the things that I want to not hear. So let's go through.
Bang, bang.
I love what he's giving me. So let's take a listen.
Pretty bang bang, yeah, me no go ever leave you lonely. For you I go spend on me money. Good life every day. For your kids, girl, me I no go play. I give you good love and affection. Get only you a pleasure. Turn around, feel me, mommy, wine for me, mommy, make a boy your wife, feel mommy, yeah. Makachuku ige gumadu, girl ige gumadu, yeah. I just wanna be around you. Good life and I'm thankful.
Stay blessed and I'm grateful along.
So great. Didn't take long for us to get something that really feels great. It didn't take a whole lot of direction. It didn't take a whole lot of anything other than letting a talented person loose on the track. And that's an important part of what we do is we need to keep the environment one where a person can express themselves, and we can use the tools available to us to help with that. A lot of times when I work with a lot of artists and producers, they have a tendency to get in the way of the creative process because they start either the technology slows them down, or they slow the artist down by giving too much feedback. So it's really important to learn to use Logic in a way where you can move quickly and efficiently, and you can also keep the session and the pace of the session moving quickly and freely so that, my thing is, if it takes a recording artist 2 or 3 hours to record a song, by the time you're getting to that 2 or 3 hours, you're not getting anything inspired. What you're ending up with is a lot of stuff that is they're just trying to finish the track. How was that for you, man? Did you have
Great,
a good time
man.
or not?
Wow, this was like one of my favorite sessions.
Easy enough, right?
Pretty easy.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, man, this is Bobby Sky. He's been here in the Philippines now for 10 years.
That's right.
He's an incredible artist.
I appreciate it.
Actually, R&B artist. Actually, when I met him and watching him sing at the bars and stuff like that, he was doing, R&B. And so to see this side of him, I knew he was Nigerian, but I had no idea, just how rooted he was in the music and the culture of the music. And so it's been a blessing to have you here, have you
Pleasure,
bless
man.
my track.
It's a pleasure, brother.
Yeah, and again, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this episode in particular with you and like this is because, I wanted to start introducing people to the process of working with other people, right? It's easy for us as producers and singers.
Right.
Bobby's a producer too and a singer. It's easier for us to close the door and go into our space and do us well. But it's another whole skill when you have to involve somebody else in that space and you have to start working with them as far as what their needs are. And so being able to show you guys that with such a talented artist is an honor and a privilege, and I appreciate you, brother. I thank you so much.
I appreciate you for having me, man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
My man. Till next time, guys.